A creature from the deep that washed ashore in Ocean County, New Jersey had people asking, what is it?
Beaches may seem like perfect getaway spots, but they often hide secrets beneath the waves. From unidentified marine creatures to eerie metallic objects, these shorelines have become hotspots for bizarre discoveries. So join us to uncover the strangest and most mysterious finds to ever wash ashore. The Philippines is home to many strange sea creatures, but this was something else. A fisherman walking along the shore stumbled upon a massive bloated creature. He had never seen anything like it. Speculation spread fast. Some called it a deep-sea monster that had finally surfaced. Even experts were baffled until they took a closer look. It was a megamouth shark, one of the rarest sharks on the planet. A deep-sea giant that almost never comes near humans. In fact, since its discovery just 30 years ago, only about 70 have ever been recorded. This one measured a staggering 15 feet long, but by the time it washed ashore, it was already gone. Strange globster. A bizarre marine creature just washed ashore in Malaysia, leaving locals stunned. Officials doing surveillance along Teluk Milano Beach on April 5th, 2024 came across a massive swollen carcass. The strange sight quickly drew crowds since beached marine mammals are rare in the area. Experts believe it might be the remains of a whale, but its odd appearance sparked debates online. Around the world, similar unidentified sea creatures known as globsters have appeared throughout history. So was this just a whale or something much stranger? California mysterious carcass.
Right by a mermaid laying on the beach. Oh, they see it. They're looking.
San Diego's coast had already gained a reputation for strange sightings, and in 2021, it happened again. A beachgoer was walking along the shore when he spotted a washed-up carcass. As he got closer, the shape became clearer, and it didn't look like any sea creature he had ever seen. It almost resembled a mermaid. Without wasting time, he pulled out his phone and recorded it. The video quickly made its way to social media, sparking a frenzy. Many started comparing it to past sightings in the area, wondering if this was the same creature, only this time lifeless.
At least we know they exist. Somebody come get her.
Giant fish discovery. In June 2024, something massive washed up on Gearhart Beach in Oregon, and it didn't take long for the buzz to spread. People rushed to the shore, trying to get a closer look at the strange creature. It measured 7 feet, and many thought it might be some kind of whale. But when experts stepped in, the truth was even more surprising. It wasn't a whale at all. It was a rare hoodwinker sunfish. This species was believed to live only in the southern hemisphere, yet here it was, washed up on Oregon's northern coast. Eight-legged beach find. A guy was standing on a cliff when he noticed something big on the sand. At first, he thought it was just debris, until he looked closer. It was a carcass with 8 legs, 4 on each side, and a head-like shape that made it look like a giant spider. Its body was a mix of grayish brown and blue, giving it a strange appearance. When the footage was shared online, people couldn't stop guessing. Was it a mutated sea creature or a deep-sea animal washed ashore? Whatever it was, one thing's for sure, that beach will never feel the same again. Giant oarfish discovery. A weekend snorkel in California turned into the discovery of a lifetime for a marine instructor. While swimming in the clear waters off the coast of an island, she saw something big. It was an 18-foot oarfish, thick as a man's torso, lying on the beach. It looked like something from an old sea legend. It took 15 people to drag the massive fish up the beach so everyone could get a better look. Oarfish live deep in the ocean, up to 3,000 feet below the surface, so they're rarely seen. Not much is known about them because they stay hidden in the depths. She was lucky to find one. Moving jelly blob. In October 2018, a strange video surfaced online. A group of locals was walking along a beach when they came across something weird. It was a jelly-like blob, smooth and slippery, just lying there on the sand. But then, something even stranger happened. It started to move. The video quickly went viral, and everyone had their own idea about what it could be. Many people thought it was some kind of jellyfish, but no one could say for sure. Strange rock or creature? A beachgoer in Cambria Beach, California was wandering along the shore when he noticed something odd among the rocks. At first, he thought it was just a rock, but when he touched it, it began to squeeze. That sight left him puzzled. Could it be a sea cucumber? But that didn't make sense. Sea cucumbers in this area are usually much bigger. It was strange to find one like this, so small yet so alive. Mysterious mermaid skeleton. Cleaners at Norfolk Beach in Japan were doing their usual job when they noticed a strange skeleton on the sand. The skeleton had human-like arms, likely from a creature that once swam through the water. The body was hollow, probably eaten by a predator. But the creepiest part, its face. It was rotting, and if you look closely, its lifeless eyes seemed to stare right back at you. Photos of the scary find quickly spread online. Netizens noticed that it had a fish tail, but the head looked human. Some people even wondered if it could be a real mermaid. Spiky sea creature. While walking along the shore, a beachgoer spotted what looked like a spiky ball. As he got closer, he realized it wasn't just any ball. It was a sea creature with a round body covered in long, thin spines. A sea urchin. These creatures use their spines to move around and protect themselves from hungry predators. Although sea urchins look fascinating, it's always best to admire them from a safe distance. But this beachgoer wasn't so cautious. He decided to rescue it, grabbed the urchin, and tossed it back into the water. Sometimes nature gives us a chance to help, but it's always good to respect the wild. Scattered remains.
That's the skull!
Strange beings washed ashore, but this time they were buried in the sand. Beachgoers were left puzzled when they spotted a strange skeleton partly buried. It looked like the spine of some creature, but as they looked around, they noticed there were many more remains scattered across the beach. They quickly uploaded the video online, asking the community what it could be. Many suggested it was a sea lion, but the real mystery remained. How did it end up smashed on the beach like that? Beware beach finds. This video is a reminder, you shouldn't touch everything you find on the beach. A beachgoer was enjoying a great day when his eyes caught something odd near the shore. It looked heavy, too heavy for the waves to move. At first glance, it seemed like a twin, maybe even a twin creature. He uploaded the video online, and it left many people puzzled. But a few experts quickly recognized it for what it really was, the internal organs of a sea creature, most likely a whale. The sea has its own battles, and we may never fully understand the things that wash ashore. Queensland mystery. An Australian couple was walking along a beach in Queensland when they stumbled upon the remains of a fish. They couldn't figure out what it was. It was massive, weighing an estimated 330 pounds and measuring about 5 feet long. Some fish enthusiasts online thought it might be a coelacanth, an ancient fish believed to be extinct until it was rediscovered in 1938. But others noticed a spiny dorsal ridge, a hint that the fish was more familiar with local waters. After some investigation, officials confirmed it wasn't a coelacanth but a Queensland groper, a protected species that's not meant to be caught or harmed. Human-like sea creature.
Kick the thing over now. Kick it over.
It's not uncommon to find strange sea creatures washed up on the shore, but one discovery recently baffled beachgoers at a Sydney beach. What appeared to be a human-like head lay there, with a pinkish body and a ball-shaped form. It had lips and sharp teeth, making it look scary. A curious onlooker flipped it over, only to discover it was hollow inside. The mystery deepened. What could this odd creature be? Speculations began to swirl online, but with no clear answers, the bizarre find left everyone wondering if it was something unknown or just an oddity from the depths of the sea. Pink glow. You've probably seen rocks in the water, but this sighting is something rare. A video has gone viral, showing a glowing pink object floating in the water. It looked light as air, almost like it was floating on its own. A guy in the video struggled to grab it, thinking it was just a rock, but this wasn't just any rock, it was a euperlite, a rare type of rock that glows brightly under UV light. The pink glow was so intense, it almost seemed like an animation. A truly stunning sight, one of nature's bright surprises, lighting up the waters like nothing else. Acorn barnacle. It's not unusual to find shells on the beach, but this time a local spotted something strange he had never seen before. It looked like a dried coral reef, but then he noticed something moving from inside. A small form seemed to be shifting. Turns out it was a giant acorn barnacle, the world's largest barnacle. This crustacean can grow up to 6 inches in diameter and 12 inches tall. It's an amazing sight to see such a massive creature hiding inside what seemed like a simple rock. Prehistoric sea monster. A large animal carcass washed up on a beach in the Bay of Plenty, leaving locals wondering if they had found a prehistoric creature. These remains were discovered by a group of quad bikers 5 kilometers east of Pukehina Beach. They, including a jaw and teeth, were mostly intact. Many online reports speculated it could be a prehistoric sea monster. However, experts confirmed that the carcass was most likely that of an orca. The discovery sparked debate online, with some still wondering if it could be something more unusual. Atlantic sturgeon.
A creature from the deep that washed ashore in Ocean County, New Jersey had people asking, what is it?
While walking along the shores of Ocean County, New Jersey, a strange shape was spotted washed up on the beach. It looked like a massive lizard, its head facing the shoreline, leaving anyone nearby frozen in confusion. As people got closer, they realized it wasn't a lizard, but rather a rare fish, an Atlantic sturgeon. With its scaly, armor-like skin and massive size, this ancient species stood out. Dating back over 200 million years, the Atlantic sturgeon had nearly disappeared, with only a few sightings in modern times.
It was about 5 feet long. At first I thought it was a shark, but then I realized it didn't have a top fin and only had the back, and it had some scales going across the top and on the sides, which were hard, almost like an armor plating.
Alien bones found. Is it a beach or a graveyard? In November 2022, a skeletal hand washed up on the shores of Brazil, leaving a couple in disbelief. While enjoying a romantic walk along Ilha Comprida in Sao Paulo state, they came across what appeared to be alien bones. The couple filmed the hand, unsure of what it could be. It had an odd, unfamiliar shape, possibly belonging to an aquatic mammal, or maybe something not from this world. They shared their discovery online, hoping someone could identify it, though Santiago was convinced it was probably a dolphin.
Tinha as 3 pontinhas do dedo pra cima.
Giant egg mystery. A strange egg-shaped object was recently spotted on a beach in Japan, sparking intrigue and questions. 2 locals filmed the odd sight, which looked like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The giant egg had washed up on the shore after a recent earthquake, leaving many to wonder if the disaster had something to do with it. With the Fukushima disaster still fresh in people's minds, some speculated that radiation from the reactors could have impacted marine life, possibly leading to the mysterious appearance of this object. The situation even fueled wild Godzilla stories, as the giant egg seemed like the perfect setting for some mythical creature to hatch. Chupacabra encounter. Anglers usually visit the beach at night in hopes of landing a big catch, but one night, a fisherman found something far stranger than he expected. On the sand lay a mysterious creature, unlike anything he had ever seen before, even after years of fishing in those waters. It was hairless, with strange legs and small pointed teeth. He wondered if this was a chupacabra. The creature's scary appearance left him puzzled and uncertain about what he had just discovered. Buried shells mystery. Ever walked along the beach and spotted a few shells in the sand? Pretty normal, right? But some beachgoers came across a strange sight. At first, the sand looked completely clear. Then, one shell appeared, then another, and before anyone knew it, the entire shore was covered in them. Beachgoers couldn't believe their eyes. Was it some kind of strange ocean phenomenon? A hidden creature beneath the sand? Well, experts finally stepped in with an explanation. Turns out these little guys are called butterfly clams or coquina shells. They burrow into the sand, moving with the waves, creating this unbelievable sight. So next time you're at the beach, keep an eye on the sand. You never know what might suddenly appear. Unidentified sea creature.
Mystery creature washes up on a South Georgia beach and it has everyone scratching their head.
A father and son were out exploring Wolf Island, Georgia, when they spotted a heron in the distance. It seemed to be feasting on a lifeless seal, but as they stepped closer, something felt off. It wasn't a seal at all. About 5 feet long, with sharp teeth and fins, it looked like it had washed up from the depths of the ocean. Photos quickly spread online, and that's when the real mystery began. Many compared it to the Loch Ness Monster, fueling wild theories. A prehistoric survivor? A deep-sea creature no one has ever documented. Even marine experts haven't been able to identify it yet. And until they do, one question remains. What exactly washed up on that shore? Texas Beach Oddity. Back in June 2023, beachgoers along the Texas Gulf Coast stumbled upon a shocking sight. One couple, walking along Quintana Beach, couldn't believe their eyes. Lifeless fish, scattered everywhere, washed up by the waves. Soon photos and videos started popping up online. It wasn't just a few fish, it was an entire stretch of coastline. People were finding the reason behind this odd occurrence. Then wildlife officials finally stepped in with an explanation. Basically, the water didn't have enough oxygen for the fish to survive. It's a natural event, but seeing it happen on such a massive scale, that's something beachgoers won't forget anytime soon. Japan's mysterious sphere. A bizarre object washed up on a beach in Japan, and then no one knew what it was. It was a massive metal ball, about 1.5 meters wide, covered in rust. Locals were the first to spot it, and before long, police had sealed off the entire area in Hamamatsu City. Theories started flying. Could it be some kind of military equipment, or maybe an actual UFO? Officials finally took a closer look. It turned out to be hollow. That ruled out a lot of the wilder theories, but it didn't solve the mystery. Many believed it was just a buoy, but with no official confirmation, the debate continued. Mauled shark. A fisherman near Cape Bridgewater, Australia, captured shocking footage that stunned everyone. The video showed the body of a massive shark, torn in half, washed up on the shore in Victoria. After 15 years of fishing in the area, the fisherman had never seen anything like it. Locals were equally amazed. Experts later suggested that the shark's carcass was likely the result of a whale's powerful strike. It's not every day you see a great white shark meet its end like this. A rare sight for sure. Sea serpent. A beachgoer was enjoying the sound of waves crashing softly against the shore when suddenly something massive moved beneath the surface. At first, he thought, maybe it's just an oarfish, a harmless, deep-sea creature. But something didn't sit right. The shape was too big, too long. He kept watching, trying to figure it out, and then he saw it. What looked like a serpent's body, twisting beneath the water. Then it sank deeper into the ocean, but not like anything he'd seen before. Maybe it was a sea serpent, the kind of thing that ancient sailors whispered about in their tales.
Bruh.
Coral or alien egg. A strange video went viral, uploaded by an anonymous user claiming to show a bizarre object that had washed ashore. It looked like coral, but not the kind anyone had ever seen. Its surface was rough, uneven, and covered in dozens of circular holes. At first, people were confused. How could something like this drift from the ocean? Some even wondered if it was an alien egg. But then the truth came out. The object was a piece of art from Desert Exalula, a brilliant creation meant to mess with our ideas of nature and time. So it was man-made, but still, nature has plenty of its own oddities. Stay tuned, who knows what we'll find next. Giant leatherback turtle. Lifeguards at a Mexican beach were left speechless when they saw a reptile of extraordinary size moving slowly along the seashore. It wasn't just any turtle, it was a leatherback. They couldn't believe their eyes. It was massive and it took its time as it crawled across the sand. After a few moments, the giant creature finally reached the sea, disappearing instantly. These turtles are much faster in the water than on land. While the video seemed real, many social media users were skeptical about the size of the turtle. Some suggested it might not be as big as it seemed. What do you think? Creepy creature. Our planet is full of diverse environments, and sometimes creatures take on bizarre characteristics to survive. On May 25th, 2023, a video began buzzing across the internet, one that seemed to come straight out of a nightmare. It looked like just a snake, long and slithering across the ground, but it was far from ordinary. Its body was covered in hundreds of legs, all moving rapidly and writhing on the ground. The sight was enough to make anyone feel disgusted. Its outer skin looked wet and sticky. Some people have claimed it was an ancient creature that could have evolved into the snakes we know today. Others argue it was a sandworm. A moving coconut? A tourist walking along the beach stumbled upon a strange sight. At first, it seemed like two coconut shells buried in the sand, but then something surprising happened. The shells began to move. With spikes covering their bodies, they wiggled around in the sand. It was hard to believe. Coconut-like objects moving in the sea breeze. Later, he learned the truth. What he had seen was a heart urchin. These creatures live out their days buried in the mucky sand along the coast, only emerging for a brief moment. It's incredible how much mystery the ocean hides beneath its surface, don't you think? Unidentified sea monster. A bizarre-looking creature was discovered washed up on Ainsdale Beach in the UK, leaving locals in shock. On July 29th, 2020, a man stumbled upon the strange 15-foot carcass. It had 4 flippers, making it look like nothing anyone had seen before. Even more unsettling, the creature was covered in fur. Bones were sticking out of its body, some up to 4 feet long with an overpowering smell. The identity of the creature remains unconfirmed. Some people even called it an unidentified sea monster, or suggested it was an alien cattle mutilation. Hairy monster or what? A video started spreading online, showing what seemed like a terrifying encounter with a giant hairy sea creature. The footage showed a man struggling as something huge tried to pull him into the water. But marine experts quickly cleared things up. It wasn't a sea monster at all. The man was actually just harvesting a large type of seaweed. Nature can really mess with the camera sometimes, making ordinary things look way scarier than they are. The ocean keeps us guessing though. It's always got something new to surprise us with. Football fish. A deep-sea creature washed ashore at Cannon Beach, leaving beachgoers in shock. They couldn't believe their eyes when they saw the strange fish lying in the sand, its jet-black body, needle-like teeth, and long glowing lure hanging from its head were enough to make anyone take a step back. It was a Pacific football fish, a rare predator that lives over 2,000 feet below the ocean surface. These creatures almost never appear on land, making this discovery both strange and unsettling. What brought it to the shore? Some mysteries of the deep are still left unsolved. Mermaid skeleton. A tourist was enjoying his time on the beach when he spotted something unusual near the shore. As he took a closer look, he was shocked to see a skeleton with a human-like skull, but the lower part was strange, more like a fish with a forked tail. He wondered, could it be a mermaid skeleton? No one knew how long it had been lying there, but it definitely left people shocked. Beach worm. Weird things happen around the world, and this one caught a lot of attention. A confusing video appeared online, showing a guy with a fish tail. It looked like the tail was hovering just above the sand, leaving people puzzled. But then, things cleared up. The fish wasn't the real mystery. A white worm had actually gotten stuck to the shark. It was a beach worm, typically found along the eastern coast of Australia. Using a lifeless fish to hunt for a worm? It's like reverse fishing. Definitely a reminder. Always wear water shoes and never sit on the beach without a towel. More strange rules coming soon. Lifeless whale. It's not always a fish moving near the shore. On a bright, sunny day, a guy walked along the beach, enjoying the calm waves when something caught his eye. There was movement near the water's edge. At first, he thought it was a creature looking for food, maybe a seal or a dolphin. As he walked closer, the shape became clearer. The waves rolled in, and there, floating lifeless in the water, was a whale. It was massive, its body gently drifting with the tide, an odd sight for anyone who stumbled upon it. Mullet migration. During a family trip to Fort Lauderdale, they noticed a huge shape near the shore. They had no idea what it was at first, and fear quickly set in. But as they approached, the shape began to reveal its true nature. It wasn't a giant creature, but a huge group of tiny fish. It was a full mullet run, with thousands of fish rushing. The family stood there, amazed as the fish moved quickly through the waves. This wasn't just any fish migration. The sheer number of fish and the way they moved made it feel special, like nature was putting on a show. Crab claw. Years ago, a fisherman stumbled upon something strange on the shore. He thought it was just a crab claw, but the size of it was unbelievable. Far too large to be any ordinary claw. It didn't seem possible for something so heavy to float to shore. The most baffling part was the sheer size of it. Do giant crabs even exist? Legends told stories of massive crabs that once guarded the waters and its creatures. Could these ancient giants still roam the oceans? Maybe one had wandered too close to the shore and lost its claw. The mystery remains unsolved, leaving plenty of room for speculation. Bubbling beach phenomenon. While walking along Tigertail Beach, locals noticed something strange. Amid the calm waves, bubbles began rising through the sand. It initially seemed like a simple beach trick, but the sight quickly caught everyone's attention. This bubbling phenomenon was caused by the waves pushing trapped air through the sand. As the water receded, air pockets beneath the surface burst, creating bubbles across the shore. But it wasn't just the waves at play. Tiny sea creatures like clams and worms were busy beneath the surface, digging through the sand and making little holes that allowed the air to escape. UFO-shaped boat. Many people have claimed to spot UFOs in the sky, but one fisherman took it to a whole new level. Inspired by these sightings, he decided to design a boat shaped like a UFO. This remarkable project merged science fiction with reality. The man, along with his dedicated team, built a fully operational jet boat from scratch, capturing the iconic flying saucer look. But it wasn't just about the shape. This UFO-inspired boat also functioned as a high-speed watercraft, showcasing his creativity and engineering skills. It's a bizarre yet impressive blend of the unknown and practical craftsmanship. Extraterrestrial evidence. A strange video from China has taken the internet by storm, leaving people puzzled and talking. The footage showed officials conducting what appeared to be an operation on the beach, using a crane to pull something massive from the sea. As the object surfaced, it became clear it was round and metallic, nothing like anything known on Earth. Was this proof of extraterrestrial life? Theories have started circulating that aliens might be hiding in the deep sea, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Could this mysterious object be their first sign? Mysterious predatory fish. Locals were walking along the shore when something strange caught their eye. A long fish with a forked tail was lying on the sand. It looked like an eel, but they quickly noticed that eels don't have forked tails. As they walked further, they found more of these mysterious creatures scattered across the shore. The sharp teeth and menacing face of the fish made it clear that it was a predator. With so much of the sea still unexplored, it's hard to say for sure what these were, leaving everyone puzzled. Open discussion. There are people who catch crabs and lobsters to sell as seafood, but what if it took 4 people to carry just one? That's exactly what happened when a group of friends spotted a giant lobster near the shore and rushed to grab it. It took all 4 of them to work together and bring the massive creature to the beach. The largest lobster on record weighed 44 pounds. While the weight of this one remains unknown, it could very well break that record. Who knows what other mysteries lurk beneath the calm surface, waiting eagerly to be explored. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.